Jimmy Rave then made it to Ring of Honor Wrestling well before Caprice Coleman.
Let's point out that while I do think respect is the factor that has Jimmy Rave and Kyle Matthews on the same team, I don't know if friendship is the right word.
No, not yet, but there's a mutual respect that's going on between the two teams for sure. Right now, referee Dustin Robinson asking the Matthews-Rave team to pick one competitor. It is Kyle Matthews, Cedric Alexander in for his team, and we're off and running at this point here on our main event at Rampage Pro Wrestling.
Kyle Matthews, of course, is the reigning NWA RPW heavyweight champion, and this opportunity for tag team action. Locked up now with Kyle Matthews, forearm twisted to a hammerlock, applied to Cedric Alexander, and good escape by Alexander into his own headlock. Good roll-up attempt for a pin there by Kyle Matthews, but notice how Cedric maintains a hold.
Matthews, though, goes for the arm, tries to break the leverage on it, managed to break free the support arm and takes that left arm over, locks it, and now he's forcing Alexander down. Bridge by Alexander, trying to break pressure, rolls through, manages to grab the leg of Kyle Matthews. Good back and forth wrestling early in the match here between these two competitors in this first round Rampage Cup tournament match.
And we have a lot of teams that have advanced in that tournament, including Jimmy Rave's own approved group going into the tournament after the first round. Hollis and Day have earned that opportunity. The BFFs have earned their opportunity as well, as Frankie Valentine, J-Rod, and Highlight Level. All those guys will be in the first round.
Now Jimmy Rave into the ring for the first time against Cedric Alexander. Jimmy Rave has the definite experience in this particular match. I mentioned Jimmy Rave had made it to Ring of Honor well before either of these two men. Jimmy Rave, a star there, one of the major feuds in Ring of Honor with CM Punk, now of course a WWE superstar. His cage match, Punk's cage match with Jimmy Rave, one of the great matches in Ring of Honor's history. Then Jimmy Rave left Ring of Honor, went to Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. But now, years later, Caprice Coleman, who Rave started with, is now the one that's in Ring of Honor Wrestling, and he's bringing that Ring of Honor team with Cedric Alexander here into Jimmy Rave's backyard.
You know, whether people have supported Jimmy Rave in the past and his actions, one thing that has remained the same, this guy is a phenomenal wrestler, and you can't take that away from him. He's also a psychological wrestler, as you see here.
Well, you noticed right there, he didn't do an awful lot in that particular exchange with Alexander and quickly tagged back into Kyle Matthews. Not exactly sure that's the teamwork. Also, did you notice that he didn't control when Jimmy Rave had the hold of Cedric Alexander? There was no real control bringing him over. Right now we're seeing that control executed by Caprice Coleman and Cedric Alexander as they try to control the man, but no, Kyle Matthews able to use the legs to break the hold. Now he has Caprice Coleman.
Head scissors down the bridge by Coleman. And Kyle now trying to control the man, and good escape effort there by Coleman into a pin. Only a one count, but both men are back to their feet. And respect is a theme in this match for sure. It's almost like Ring of Honor versus Rampage. We know that Davey Richards said some very derogatory things about Rampage Pro Wrestling, as well as Jimmy Rave and Kyle Matthews in particular. Maybe these guys aren't on board with the comments of Davey Richards.
No, I don't know. I really don't know if they're compatriots of Davey Richards. They may both work for the same company, but I don't know if they hang out at the same places, so to speak. Right now, though, back and forth wrestling here. This is the first time that Kyle Matthews and Caprice Coleman have ever been in a match together, I understand.
And great maneuvering here by Matthews, going right into what could be a submission maneuver as he's worked to that ankle. And referee Dustin Robinson right on top of the action, and Coleman finds the ropes. And a clean break as expected by champion Kyle Matthews.
As his face looks over, handshake in the ring. Now Jimmy Rave tagged into the match. There's a ton of history right here between these two young men. But it's been quite a while since they've locked up in a wrestling ring. But I have a feeling that they both remember each other very, very well from the numerous times that they worked together. Jimmy Rave will go, as you mentioned, Jimmy Rave continues to be the constant master of psychology. Refusing to do lockup, goes out onto the ring apron, buys time. Doesn't matter what side Jimmy Rave is on, he's not going to change up his game.
No, he's not. He's still Jimmy Rave, whether you cheer him or boo him. And that's one thing that you have to say about Jimmy Rave, and he's been very successful in his career. And you see Coleman now just taking a break here. He says, if you want to rest, we'll rest.
Well, now back and forth. Like I said, both men know each other well. Rave trying to get into the head of Caprice Coleman. Coleman has experienced Jimmy Rave before, but there's a go behind by Rave. Reversal goes behind again. Hammerlock takes him over. Look at that sharp, crisp move and quick exchange, but then an equally quick reversal by Caprice Coleman.
Right back into the hammerlock and trying to control the man. Good rollout escape into a standing wrist lock by Jimmy Rave. And another escape attempt, bridge, skip up, and back into a standing wrist lock by Caprice Coleman. You see some great technical wrestling here. Counters and mega counters.
Control the arm, Coleman tags out. In comes Cedric Alexander, takes advantage of that control within the 5 count. Totally legal. Maintains control on the arm, takes it over, wrenches it back in the opposite direction. And now keys that arm and has control of Jimmy Rave down on the mat. Does Cedric Alexander, rolling through is Jimmy Rave, and he manages to reverse the hold into a hammerlock.
It's interesting how a bone as small as the wrist bone can control the whole body.
Very much so.
But it really can. If you ever had somebody play Mercy with you, you know how.
Oh, very true.
And right now has that hammerlock and extends the arm down for a pin. 2 count.
Rave backs up into the corner and tags in his partner Kyle Matthews. I don't know. I think Matthews was hoping to get a little bit more of a rest than that, have Rave do a little bit more work. Already you can see that this is not quite a 50-50 team between these two men. Rave is not going to mold his style to anyone else, regardless of whether he's decided to respect them as a teammate for this period of time.
And now a test of strength here between Kyle Matthews and Caprice Coleman. Actually, Cedric Alexander. And now we'll see who can overpower the other. And Cedric is going down. And he's down, and look at Kyle Matthews, bridged by Cedric. And Matthews driving in, trying to get the man down, not enough.
Using his full body weight, still can't break the bridge. Tremendous strength in the neck of Cedric Alexander, not resisting, not letting the shoulders touch the mat as Dustin Robinson is in position. That time kips him, grabs him, monkey flip, takes over Kyle Matthews. Dustin Robinson has to scamper to get out of the way.
Look at that kip out by Cedric Alexander. This guy's in phenomenal condition. And Kyle Matthews realizing what he's in the ring with. And wrestling fans really appreciate this kind of wrestling. Switches, exchanges, holds and counter holds. That's what you're seeing here. And this is what the basis of professional wrestling was. This is what wrestling means on the marquee.
Very much so. Now side headlock by Cedric Alexander. Matthews forces him back into the ropes, throws him through, catch, shoulder block. Cedric Alexander takes him down. Leapfrog, Matthews is over. There's a side leg lariat, takes down Alexander. Matthews getting the better of that exchange, and now he goes for a cover. There's one, gets as much as a 2 count. Didn't expect a 2 count out of that. I think Alexander was caught off guard. Now Rave back in quickly.
Front chancery holding the position.
Keys him up.
Is on. Jimmy Rave come with a boot.
Kick to the gut, lines him up for a chop, gets behind, grabs a rear chin lock from both sides. Puts the knee into the back, leveraging the neck back and putting pressure on the back at the same time. Not only controlling Alexander on the mat, but putting a serious amount of hurt on him.
And now in center ring, Jimmy Rave, as he likes it, in full control. He has that rear chin like a pry with both hands hooked. And now hooking that head to the side, put the pressure on the neck.
And now goes right back in after doing that other damage. Just when he gets comfortable with one, he manages to move it to the other. Now Cedric Alexander trying to get himself motivated, and at the same time he's getting the crowd motivated in behind him as he turns into Jimmy Rave as he should. Lands an elbow, another elbow. Not a lot of power behind those and not enough to break the hold as Rave pulls him in using the tights and lands a solid forearm to the back that takes down Alexander. Alexander's definitely is giving up a ton of experience in this match to Jimmy Rave.
And notice Jimmy Rave still doing those psychological moves, not changing up at all, just being Jimmy Rave. Love him or leave him, he's the same guy. Full chop by Jimmy Rave. Remind the fans that Sunday afternoon, June 24th, returning Rampage Pro Wrestling with the North American champion for the NWA, Sean the Temptation Tempers. Hard chop by Matthews.
Alexander tries to get out of the way, and he's hooked by Kyle Matthews. Now Alexander returns the favor. There's a chop from Matthews. An exchange. Matthews chops him. Down goes Alexander. Pulled over to the corner. Rave now back into the match. Grabs old Alexander. Boot to the gut, and there's another chop for Alexander. Hurt the hand of Rave on that one as he goes behind, grabs the chin to control his man. Caprice Coleman looking to get into the match, but he doesn't look too nervous yet for his opponent, for his partner in there.
No, and right now, Cedric Alexander has been tied up by Jimmy Rave. Jimmy Rave, a controller in the ring, not just mentally, but physically, likes to be in control. And notice he's chewing gum. He's just very laid back and nonchalant about the whole deal.
Well, Jimmy Rave is an experienced professional wrestler, began wrestling at the age of 16 years old, and is nearly a 15-year veteran of the business at this time, having competed all over the world. Brings a ton of experience in here. He is quite literally the most experienced man in the ring. But there's a lot of diverse backgrounds. Of course, Kyle Matthews, the two-time Georgia Wrestler of the Year, the Cauliflower Alley Future Legends winner. Cedric Alexander is the youngest athlete in the match. Caprice Coleman also has been over the world. In fact, has wrestled in the Middle East not that long ago. Coleman also an ordained minister.
Wow. And roll up there, and now head scissors applied by Kyle Matthews. And taking those legs and the strength of those legs to cut off the circulation there in the air supply. Said no. Of course, where the head goes, the body has to follow.
This is an interesting match for the typical Rampage fan. It's going to be hard to figure out who they want to get behind, who they really want to win, because when you've got four consummate athletes like this and four people relatively, at least so far, playing by the rules, and even Jimmy Rave has been doing that. Now Matthews going for a ride, is taken down hard by Alexander, who manages, well, almost made the tag. Wasn't able to make the tag to his partner. Matthews able to control him, tags Jimmy Rave instead. Rave is in and lands a solid boot to the side of the face and spits his gum out at it, I guess what you would call his acquaintance, Caprice Coleman. Doesn't seem to faze Coleman much. He's waiting for an opportunity to get into the match, and he's reserving energy.
Jimmy Rave now working over Cedric Alexander.
Notice how Coleman didn't overreact to that. You think back to the first match and how J-Rod was getting so excited about those kind of things. Coleman, though, not letting Jimmy Rave get into his head.
And that also tells you, Bill, that he is well aware of Jimmy Rave and Jimmy Rave's antics and how he thinks in the match.
Very much so. Now rear chin lock.
Do your homework for your opponents.
True. Well, like I said, these two know each other so well. But right now, Coleman's just waiting for the opportunity to get in.
And now Jimmy Rave being working over the man, and tag is made. Matthews comes back in. Double sledge there to the back. Slamming Alexander to the corner. Moving in now, full arm twist. Arm twists him all the way across the ring. Goes in with momentum.
Nobody home.
Splash.
There's a tag, and now Coleman is in. Jimmy Rave catches the first one. Now Matthews, now Rave. Matthews back up. Clothesline by Coleman. Reverse kick by Coleman. Swinging kick takes him down right there with a legger. Another one.
Leg
for
lariat
hooks him
right there. Thought he had him. You got to remember, not just a wrestling match, but the first round in the Rampage Cup.
And simultaneously goes out of the ring onto Jimmy Rave, who was out on the floor. Catch both men at once, does Coleman. Matthews, though, up, and he's going to fly. No. Slides instead. Coleman swings all the way around the ring post and catches Kyle Matthews.
Coleman showing some.
And now Cedric Alexander's going to fly.
Caught both of them. Great tag team effort here. You saw Coleman pull the rope down for him.
Coleman in position now, waiting to see what happens with the pile that's down there. As Kyle Matthews is thrown back in the ring, Coleman goes up into the high-risk district. Matthews to his feet, sees him coming, but isn't able to get out of the way. Cross body block covered. This could be it. No, count of two. Rave back into the ring. Matthews ducks, but Rave catches both men. Back elbow, clothesline on Coleman, takes him down, but a reverse mule kick right there. Knee. Rave is now down. Legs are taken out from Matthews. Leg drop on the back of the neck of Matthews as Rave rolls out of the ring, and now the cover. Only a 2 count. Matthews able to kick out.
And both Coleman and Alexander in the ring, and Matthews in a bad way, being double teamed, double arm whip. Went for a double backdrop. Good kick.
Swing and a miss into a mule kick there. Now Caprice Coleman has him hooked for a suplex. Reversed, brings him over the opposite direction, right down onto the knee of Cedric Alexander.
Backbreaker double team move, and Jimmy Rave
manages to get back in the ring to break that up just before the count of 3. That could have been it right there.
I thought the champion had been beaten right there in this tournament. Tag is made now, and Cedric Alexander, these guys, if you didn't know who they were, they certainly are proving why they are in this tournament.
Well, remember Cedric Alexander, of course, came in at one time with the tag team 704 with Caleb Conley, but ever since joining up with Caprice Coleman, he's really been growing as a professional wrestler, and his reputation has been growing as he's found time on television with Ring of Honor Wrestling, and now here in Middle Georgia on television with Rampage Pro Wrestling in our main event.
Right now, Kyle Matthews in center ring, locked up with that rear chin lock applied. And notice he had the body scissors too, but now escaping from the legs. Back to his feet, elbow by Kyle, double elbow.
Oh, drop kick.
And you heard it pop.
Right as Matthews came toward him, he caught the drop kick, about took his head off with that. Fans, if you're enjoying this action, you're going to make it out here on the 24th of June. It could be tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this on TV. Come to Johnny G's 3 p.m. and you're going to see action just like this each and every time.
Slides underneath the legs and comes up, step up kick by Kyle Matthews.
Caught him with the enziguri. Now Matthews takes him over, tornado DDT. Both men are down. Alexander close enough to make the tag, but doesn't really have the energy to reach up for it. Coleman looking right at him.
Which team will advance to the second round of the Rampage Cup Tag Team Tournament?
Rave calling for the tag over on his side. Matthews hearing him is heading over there, but you can tell Alexander close enough to make the tag unless he's able to stop Kyle Matthews. Alexander now finally getting his bearings, sees Coleman still trying to clear the cobwebs. As Kyle Matthews is all but over, he reaches out for the tag. Rave gets the tag, but Coleman is already in the ring, ducks that clothesline, chop, another chop, lighting up Caprice Coleman as Jimmy Rave, drop down, Coleman over, goes for a clothesline and takes him inside out, caught him more with a forearm though on that.
Back chop by Jimmy Rave, again a hard chop, and again, staggering Cedric Alexander, arms him in, goes for a sunset flip, he's got him.
Shining Wizard.
Hitting from nowhere.
That's not the legal man, though. Caprice Coleman is. Coleman had a chance to rest. Now Coleman hits the ropes, reverses off. STO, cover.
Jimmy Rave has got him. No. And Kyle Matthews is still down and still out. Cedric Alexander's on the apron as well. On but reversal now. Jimmy Rave comes up.
Up, over. Rave hangs on, manages to stop himself on the apron. There's Alexander, ducks that STO on the hard ring apron by Jimmy Rave. We've seen him do that before, but that's going to take Alexander out of it right now. And now Coleman is set up. Double team maneuver there by the new tag team. Cover, there's one, there's two, no!
Again, I thought he had him. Kyle's off the ropes now.
And Kyle's going to fly.
Suicide dive out of the ring now and caught him. And now it's Jimmy Rave sets the man up. Arm whip, reversal. Coleman moves into an elbow. Kyle climbs up. And he flies with a double drop kick.
And missile drop kick took Caprice all the way and almost out of the ring. But there's Cedric Alexander with his own version on both of them. And now all 4 men are down, but Alexander is the fresher man all of a sudden.
Which team will have it right now? Kyle Matthews and Jimmy Rave are down. And Cedric Alexander's the only one that's up. Bolo forearm. Short forearm by Cedric Alexander again.
But there's not a lot of power behind those, but now Caprice is back up. Kyle Matthews still out on the floor. Caprice now back down. Slingshot comes off. Amazing move there. Got his leg all the way around with that. I thought he was going for a back elbow, but no. And now Rave over in the corner. No, gets both legs up, and Rave is up top, but here's Coleman.
Look at that!
Hurricane Rana takes over Rave. Frog splash put onto the knees of Jimmy Rave. Caprice thought for sure it was over. Rave catches him, forces him in the corner. Slurpee kick.
Rave rolls him up after the Slurpee drop kick. 2, 3, and Jimmy Rave and Kyle Matthews have won the match and will advance in the tag team tournament for the Rampage Cup. What a match here in the main event for Rampage Pro Wrestling.
Rave and Kyle Matthews.
Wrestling fans, another solid hour